Alright, people were asking for like a schematic, and I don't know much about electronics or schematics and stuff, but I just drew up this, and I'm using actual circuits here for the picture. That it's probably a no-no, but you know, since I don't know any better. Okay, this is the USB charge circuit, and here's the positive point and the negative point. The solar panel, positive, negative, and then this is the lithium-ion charge controller. This is for if you're using a lithium-ion battery or a lithium polymer battery. And this is a representation of the battery. I didn't have a battery that I could just throw up here, but this is a protected lithium-ion or lithium polymer battery. You want to use protected just because if you cross the wires, it won't start on fire and burn your whole house down. It will just pop the little circuit, and then the battery will act like it's dead, and then it will just start working again in about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Okay, so first off, what you want to do is take your, alright, I would do the solar panel. You want to put a blocking diode on the positive. Now, the flow through the blocking diode, you're going to want to have the dark ring. The diode is real small. It's going to look like this with wires coming off, and there'll be one side of it will have a dark ring closer to one side, and you want the dark ring away from the positive. So where there is no ring over on this side, that's the part that you solder to the panel. And then you have your wire soldered to this going from here over to, and there's the blocking diode I drew in there, to this part on your USB charge circuit, which is, it just says in. So that's input for charging. So this is the positive input for charging, the negative input for charging. That's where your solar panel is going to hook up. Or if you have some other thing you want to hook up that's going to offer somewhere around, I'm thinking 5 volts or less, somewhere between, I don't know, somewhere between 4 to 6 volts. I use 6 volts, and I think 5 is probably the best. So put that in there. This is your mini USB input. You just plug a mini USB in there. You can use one from any phone. That you want somewhere between 500 milliamps to 1 amp, or 1,000 milliamps, or even up to 2 amps, I believe. It's a charge controller, so it should handle whatever you're putting in there, and it's going to push out right here out of this. It goes through the circuitry and comes out here, and this is going to go to your it says battery, so it goes to the battery, but it also goes to the positive and negative on your USB charge circuit, or whatever your project is. If you have a light that takes 3.7 volts, then you can have it go from here, positive to positive, negative to negative on your project or your USB charge controller. And then you're going to wire your battery from positive to positive here, negative to negative here, and with it being protected, you don't have to worry about it pulling too much or not enough. It's going to have that charge or that circuit protection, or the overcharge or undercharge, or you know, it's not going to drain. If it drains too much all at once, it's going to have that protection so that it will just pop the circuit instead of pop it into a fire or an explosion. So that's basically it. I think I covered everything. Solar panel to the blocking diode. The dark ring is out and away from the solar panel. So that's going to indicate the flow of electricity goes only this way. That way you don't have electricity flowing back into your solar panel, which is pretty common and can happen if you don't have, it will happen if you don't have a blocking diode. So from the positive to the blocking diode to the positive input on the lithium-ion charge controller, and then from the negative right to the negative on here, and then from the battery negative to I would go straight here to the USB charge controller or project negative, and then from the positive right to the positive on the project or USB charge controller or USB charge circuit, and then hook your battery directly to that. So your battery, don't cross the lines, positive to positive, negative to negative, and that's how you have your setup for using a USB charge control or charge circuit and a lithium-ion battery with a lithium-ion controller. If you're using a lithium-ion battery and you're going to charge it, use a charge controller, because if you charge it wrong, it's just going to keep on popping. It has to be an exact 4.2 volts all the time going into the battery to charge it correctly. And if you're not using a protected cell and something happens, you're almost pretty much guaranteed that you're going to have a nice fire going. So break out the marshmallows. This here, this will keep it at a steady 4.2 volts. And this charge controller can take between 3 volt or even 2. I know I've put in 2.4 volts. So it can take as low as 2.4 volts, I know, and up to 6 volts, I believe. And it just puts out the regular 5 volts right here. It's a step-up controller, so you put in 2.5, it pushes out 5. Which is pretty awesome, and that's a very efficient use of batteries instead of using a 9 volt and then trying to reduce it down to 5 or 5.5. And I believe this one puts out 1,000 milliamps or 1 amp. So these are $8 or $9, maybe $8.99 at Brown Dog Gadgets. This is $7.99, I think. Which this is just amazing. I'm really impressed with this. These are really great. And the battery, probably spend for 4,400 milliamps, somewhere around $17 to $20. I think he has a 6,600 milliamp battery that has protection on it. It's a 3-cell blue, and it has the wires coming out, and it has the protection on the battery. Like I said, that one I think is on sale for $29 right now. Normally $39. So anyway, here you go. Hope this helps. Any other questions or comments, please leave them. Subscribe and like and all that stuff. Thank you. Have a great day.